Hey, what's up everyone? So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Hasbro Pulse exclusive 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt, and Salacious Crumb. So ever since I started collecting, I've been wanting a Jabba for the shelf, but as you all know, the 2014 Blue Line release, and especially the 2014 SDCC exclusive set, shot up in price. I mean, just way out of my price range. Now this, yes, this is expensive, but I was thinking about it. But my two kids, even though they're not kids, but my two kids got me this for Father's Day. I just had to wait on it. So thank you two very much. I love you both so much. So happy to finally have Jabba in the collection. And of course, this comes in a retro style box, very similar to the one that Kenner used in '83. I think they did a pretty good job of replicating, you know, the characters that are on the box, just minus the throne. But that's okay, because I built my own throne. But that's what this side looks like. You got the 40th anniversary logo there, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. All this, I like it. There's that side. Very nice picture. And that's what's on that side of the box. Just another picture of what's inside. And on the top, that's nice. Great close-up of Jabba, the railing, and Salacious. Really like that. And there's the bottom. You have this picture, barcode, some logos, and some obscenely small print. All right, I'm going to get Jabba, Salacious, and these things out of this box. And let's take a look at them. Okay, so I got Jabba and Salacious out of the box. And we'll take a look at the other stuff soon. But this set is super fun. I've never seen this figure in person. It's got a super cool feel up here. The sculpt work is nice. I mean, he doesn't really do a whole lot up here, but it's still cool. And Salacious, I'm super happy to have Salacious. I mean, it's just neat. But let's take a look at Jabba first. So let's start with his head. And if anyone out there watching has the original Jabba, comment below and let me know if this looks different, you know, like the eyes or just the paint in general. I would love to know if they've, you know, really changed anything or really improved on this one. I'm just really curious. Comment below. But these eyes, I think they look good. I think they look very good. I love all the detail in here. I mean, super bumpy. Just nasty looking. The nostrils look good. The mouth. And of course, you know, you got the little arm gimmick, you know, where you can move his mouth. You know, you can, you know, it's fun. All the detail in here is nice. The tongue looks pretty good. The inside of the mouth, super neat. I just love this. And as far as the material up here, so from the neck up, well, if you want to call this his neck, this is all rubber up here. And it has just the coolest feel to it. It's super grippy. You know, very rubbery. Here, there's the back of his head. Got all these nasty little bumps. But the detail is just sick. I just can't get over all this. Yeah, very neat. Very, very neat. All this in here is just cool. The arms. So the arms are plastic, okay? And as far as articulation, I'll just touch on that now. He's got a hinge at the shoulder, and that can sort of pivot. He has a hinge at the elbow, swivel at the elbow, and he has side-to-side hinges on both hands. Same thing on this arm. Okay, this can rotate and it will click, okay, because it drives the thing that, you know, moves his mouth. But there is some rotation at the shoulder. Of course, the elbow can bend. He has swivel at the elbow, and again, he has in and out hinges on both hands. There's the left. They're super tight, very, very tight. Yeah, but the detail in the arms is nice. And I think the hands look pretty good, you know, for what they are. So you can't really do a whole lot with him up here as far as articulation. But, man, I love the look of him. And as far as his body, so this is plastic down here, okay? But it's fine. I think if they made the whole thing out of this rubbery material, he'd probably be super expensive. So he's rubber up here. He's got plastic arms and a plastic body. But the detail is nice. It's very nice. I mean, he's just going to be sitting on the shelf just looking cool. It's great. All these wrinkles. Got these little suction cup things down here. That's what the bottom of him looks like. I think the paint looks pretty good overall, with the exception of right here. All right, so here it kind of blends together if you have him here. Oh, I forgot to mention this will swivel right there. So if you have him like this green and this green kind of flows, but this right here just kind of stops. That's kind of weird, unless you bring him all the way over here. Then that fades into that. So it's kind of strange. I will most likely keep him like this because the railing is going to be on this side, so you're not going to really see too much of this part of him. But this is okay for the most part. But I am loving the wrinkles in here. All the detail in the back is very nice. And again, you have some, splotches here and there, just to add to the funkiness of Jabba. I mean, overall, even though he doesn't do much, he's still a super cool figure, and he's going to look amazing on the shelf. And here's Salacious, and I love this thing. This is just so cool. I think the eyes look great. His little black nose looks good. Some great detail on his neck, the little tuft of hair on top of his head, or I guess that's hair, whatever that's supposed to be. Ears, these little things. The little fluff around the back of his neck looks nice. The body, the tail, his little black nails or claws. Very nice. Very nice. And as far as articulation on Salacious, he just has some side to side at the head. There's a hinge at the shoulder, but mine is very, very tight. I'm going to have to heat that up. But he's got some rotation at the shoulder. The arms are fixed, and the hands are fixed. And then pretty much the same thing on this arm. Okay, he's got a hinge there, and then the rest of it is just fixed. So really just some, just some rotation there. And again, I'm going to have to heat this up because these joints are, well, this one will bend a little bit. This one's very, very tight. And then for legs, okay, you can pivot them out like that. They can hinge in and out, and then he has a hinge right there at that joint. And then the feet are fixed. Okay, so you do have some decent articulation on Salacious. I mean, for the most part, he's just going to be camped out there on Jabba's tail, turn his head, like that. He'll just be sitting there, and I do love the look of that. And here's a look at the railing. Okay, so this thing comes in two pieces. All right, you have to put this together, and it just joins together right there. And you do have to push pretty hard, and to get it up, well, yeah, it can come apart. Okay, but yeah, it just snaps together. But the detail is nice. It's just all brown. You do have some like sculpted controls there. That's kind of cool. Little spot for his hookah. All the detail in here is very nice. Yeah, it's just a railing. It's pretty cool. And that can just sit beside him like that. Yeah, that looks good. And here's his little hookah and the pipe portion of it. And this comes in two pieces. Okay, this little hose here is separate. And this thing had a ton of memory in it. This thing is pretty stiff. It's a little unforgiving. I'll probably heat this up, just to soften it up a little bit. It's gotten a little better, but right out of the box, this thing was literally like a Z. I mean, it was just unruly, but it just joins right there. You kind of have to be careful because you don't want to, break the tubing or split it. Just kind of, grab and just kind of force it onto there. Okay, that's it. But all the detail on here is just cool. I love this. Nice detail, beautiful green, right? Top and bottom, especially the top. Just nice. Very, very nice. And the pipe, it's just a pipe. Okay, nothing special. Okay. Yeah, so that's the hookah, and this will just go right in there. It just sits in there, and you can see what I mean by this hose. It really wants to go near and then down, and then you got this bend here. So you can fold it back like that, I guess. Just sort of tuck it behind his arm a little bit, and just put the pipe in his hand. Let's see, his hand's pretty tight, very tight. There we go. And he can be holding this up to his mouth. You can put it in his mouth like he's taking a puff. I think that looks great. All right, now, the moment of truth. So this is my homemade Jabba throne. And if you saw the video for this, thanks for checking that out. And if you haven't seen the video for this, please check that out. But don't forget to finish this video first. So I made this out of styrofoam and a lot of joint compound, a lot of painting. And then one of my subscribers graciously sent me the heads. I painted them, and then I did some gold dry brushing on them. I think it turned out okay for what, for what I need. I made a little rug out of some cheap felt from Walmart, okay? But I didn't have Jabba. I built this with no Jabba. And a huge thanks to Nate from Out of the Basement for sending me some rough measurements on Jabba so I would at least have an idea of how big this needs to be. So this piece of foam, it was 13 inches. And I wanted to use what I had on hand, so I was kind of limited to 13 inches, and then depth is 6.5 inches. So Here we go. I'm going to see if Jabba fits on this thing. Yes, it barely fits in frame. Oh man, this thing couldn't be any smaller. I mean, 13 inches is pretty much maxed out end to end. All right, the railing is hanging over just a touch. There we go. All right, so that is exactly here, flush with the end. His tail is pretty much right on the end. Salacious is just camped out over here. Now, as far as the back, all right, so the railing is hanging over the back just a little bit. Not much, but that's going to be up against the wall, so that's fine. I'm happy. This turned out great. Thanks, Nate, for sending me the measurements on this fella, just so I would kind of know how big, but I didn't know the dimensions of the railing. Because Jabba's about 11 inches long, and being 13 inches, I knew I had a couple of inches to spare over here, and I was thinking, all right, there is no way that the railing is you know, that thick, greater than 2 inches thick. This is perfect. This is perfect. I am super happy with this. I'm going to go stick all this on the shelf, and let's see what it looks like there. Oh, okay. I'm happy. This looks good. It's like the centerpiece of the Jedi shelf. Dang. All right. Very cool set. Very, very cool set. And this throne, it's here, you can see now. It is literally end to end. You know, but that's what happens when you build a throne with no Jabba in hand. I was literally guessing, but it turned out okay. And for me, it's fine for shelf space, but it could be bigger. I mean, it probably should be bigger, but it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's totally fine, but man, what an awesome set. I feel super fortunate to have this in the collection. Zach and Rachel, thank y'all again. I love you guys. I'm just pleased. I mean, Jabba looks so good there. And again, if anyone out there that's watching that has the original Jabba, comment below. I would love to know if, you know, the eyes are different or just the paint in general is different. I would love to know. So comment below. The hookah's just lovely. I mean, that thing is just really, really nice. I think the railing looks good. And of course, Salacious just looks really just awesome sitting there. Great set, and I think I'm just going to end it here because I am not taking all this back in the other room. So I'm just going to end the video here. So just like always, I want to hear from you guys. So please comment below and let me know what you think of the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, Jabba the Hutt, and Salacious B. Crumb. And if you enjoyed videos on Star Wars The Black Series, please consider dropping a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. I would certainly appreciate it, and I just thank you all so much for watching. See you guys next time.